What's good, y'all? It's your boy Reed got options. And like I always say, whether the market's up or down, we see green. And we got a big week this week when it comes to data, whether it's on the economic side or it's on the earnings side. So let's start with the economic data first. And we go to forexfactory.com and boom, you will see that we have ISM services PMI with JOLTS jobs opening. These red folders mean something because they shift the market when this data comes out. So you want to sit on the cash a little bit and not really try to make a move because this could alter how the market is moving. And then we go to Friday, we have non-farm payrolls. All right, that data comes out at 8:30 in the morning, and usually you inverse the initial move. So if the market goes down when that data comes out and it does not break through critical levels, it is going to come back up to open at minimum. All right, and vice versa. So you want to pay attention to those days. Okay, we have a lot of Fed members speaking all week, but JOLTS jobs openings is just a lot of jobs data that we're worried about this week. Okay, so you want to be on point when it comes to the labor market and study that ASAP. All right. Looking at earnings, Palantir had a double beat today, but they did drop to 142. We're going to get to that on the charts. Then we have SMCI, AMD. We have semiconductors ruling the market right now. AMD is running rampant and they have earnings tomorrow after close. And then we have a couple of quantum computing stock names like IonQ going. IonQ did run today also. So we have that Wednesday after close. Pay attention. We also have Oxy after hours tomorrow. So it's a lot of earnings that is going to be popping off. It's just jam packed with earnings this week. And then, man, big names. We got Affirm. We got DraftKings. It's a lot of names that will make a lot of moves after their earnings, whether it's up or down. Oh, we also have XYZ, formerly known as Square, Coin, and MicroStrategy. You know they run with Bitcoin, but now they have earnings. So we're going to see if these prices regulate or they keep pumping up. Looking at Palantir, we popped up to the 200 EMA on the daily today and rejected it. And then after earnings, let's check the 4-hour chart, see what we did after hours. We dropped all the way down to 142. We break below 138, then it is over. We are dropping down to 130. So pay attention to those levels, okay? 138 could be the trigger. 140 could hold and be strong. We feel this gap up right here, then we start coming back up. But you see we bounced up the 400 EMA. On a daily, we ran up to the 200-day EMA. Then we started breaking down again, and then we came back up. So we could find support right here at 139, 140. If not, then it's over. We need the 9 EMA to get above this 21 EMA. That is how you're going to know that we're going in the right direction. All right. Looking at AMD, this is a big body candle today. A pullback is still healthy unless the 9 EMA crosses the 21 EMA, then that would just be a breakdown, okay? So if you start seeing a pullback and the 9 EMA and the 21 EMA do not cross on any time frame, then it's just a pullback. But if they do cross while you're selling off, that is a breakdown, all right? In order for AMD to stay bullish, it has to stay above 332.68. I get this trigger right here. I'm going to see if I'm going to buy calls or puts. If this does not act as support and we flush through here, puts down here to 315. If 315 does not hold, then we're at least coming to the 21 EMA right here at 279, 300. All right. Well, 297, my bad, 300. Pay attention because Advanced Micro Devices, AMD, has been running crazy right now. And if we do get a pop after earnings, then 370 is going to hit. After 370, 400 is in sight. Is going to run up viciously. It's going to be a big move. So you don't want to miss it. Remember, we do not gamble on earnings. But if you must play earnings, if that's something that you really want to do, straddle. If you want a $350 call, get that, but also get the $350 put so you are safe and then you can cut the loser and keep the winner. All right. That is one of the best ways to trade. Looking at Nvidia, it's still holding the 197 area, but it doesn't mean it's out of the woods yet. It needs to break out above 200. Once it gets above 200, it needs to hit 202. 202.50 will send it all the way back up to 208. All right, that is the pivot. You have to get above this 9 EMA to remain bullish. Even though we hold here, we could have support, and then we could just break down and come back down to 192. Now, Nvidia is still bullish above 187. We break below 187. Just pack it up. We're going to drop 10 points right down to 177. All right. This area does not seem like a strong support right here yet. We have to come back and retest this 187 area sometime because we did have a strong resistance right here and then we broke out and now we're just starting to leak. All right. Looking at Apple, we're getting that sell-off. We filled this gap up today at 276. We break below here, we can hit 273, 271, 266, and then 260 is where I got it stopping at. If we start to break below 260, then 255 before we start going back up. And then you will see that we have the left shoulder, head, possible right shoulder formation right here. We hit here, then we can start running. All right, so pay attention to that when it comes to Apple. To get bullish and run up to the highs of Apple, we need to get back above 278. Checking out SPY, the air is getting thin up here. We did break structure, but now we had to come and retest this 712 area. We retest 712. If it holds, then we're going to keep going back up. All right, so we need to come down and test this area, and go up. But if not, and then we break down, we're coming down here to test the structure right around 21 EMA. We might hold, bounce back up to 712, and then boom, come all the way down right here. All right, to 675. That is what we're looking at. All right, it's kind of ugly how I drew those up, but you catch the drift. We have these levels breaking down. Okay, under 690, then we're going to flush and fill this gap. I understand that we can stop here at 675, but this gap right here is going to get filled sooner or later at 660. Okay, a big market correction is coming. The air is getting thin up here. After earnings season, we might just start seeing everything give up. It was kind of wild today. We started seeing those missiles get fired off, and Iran, and those headlines are coming out, but the market didn't want to give up yet. All right, we did touch 720. The highest that we did get to so far was 724.87. Now we are at 718. Okay, under 712, it is a wrap for this 700 level. We're going to touch 703, and then we're going to break down from 703 and come back down to the 700, 698 to the 691 area. Okay, be on point this week. Remember, if you want to play earnings and that's something that you want to do, please don't gamble on it. Hedge, okay? Straddle. If you get a call, get a put for the same strike price. That may save you a lot of money and a lot of time. Also, if you played the pre-earnings run up, don't just sit there through earnings. Take your profit, wait for earnings, and then play the continuation, whether it's the downside or the upside. If you find support on the downside, then you just get back in that same position or a little bit longer and use the profit to make money off of that. It is simple. Protect your capital. Like I always say, whether the market's up or down, we see green.